Well, folks, on the very first For Hunters Only that appeared on episode number 1, we joined Affliction Pro staffer Alan Cathy, also known as Catfish, on a predator hunt for coyotes.
I come down here today to see if I can kill a coyote. I've been seeing them. I seen one in this bottom this morning, up there in the upper end. I'm fixing to get set up, see what happens.
Well, folks, as Catfish heads to get ready for this coyote hunt, so many of us have come to appreciate Catfish's hard work and devotion to doing one of the hardest things that you can do in the film industry, and that's capture your own hunts. And his hard work has been recognized on a national level. And folks, what you're about to hear is the original voiceover of this segment. Folks, let's talk a little bit about predator hunting and hunting in general. It is true that 94% of fishermen hunt, so we want to take the opportunity each and every show to share just a little hunting clip about what's going on at this particular time of the year for people that also like to be in the woods as well as on the water. This particular hunt is a predator hunt, and Catfish is in pursuit of coyotes. Now, coyotes are a very beautiful animal, but they also are very destructive to farmers and their cattle. And as you can see, these 3 coyotes have been working on some cow bones. And believe it or not, these bones were actually full of cow, just up until about 4 days before this video was shot. These coyotes have no natural predation other than themselves, so doing a little predator hunting is a very selective way of helping to keep the balance of Mother Nature. Now folks, we're not going to show any impact shots for the respect of the animal and for the respect of our viewers. But hunting is something that us fishermen do enjoy and love to do. And Fishin Affliction wants to share a little hunting with you each and every week. So let's see how Affliction Pro staffer Catfish makes out on this predator hunt for coyotes.
Here he is. He's a pretty thing that I had to go swimming after him. He went off a creek right here behind me, went off in the creek. When I went off that mud bank, I got about up to my knee soaking wet. But anyhow, I'm gonna take a few pictures of this thing and I'm gonna get to the house. But I'm tickled I finally got one on camera. It's hard to film them when you're by yourself.
Well, folks, what an incredible job of filming done by Affliction Pro staffer Alan Catfish Cathy for the very first For Hunters Only. And now let's get back to Fishin Affliction TV.
You're on a hump. You're on a hump. You don't miss a down.
Well, you're seeing that right. 26 degrees, and I mean cold. Then when we hit the Alabama state line, snow on the ground. Isn't that something? It was sure beautiful though, and I was looking forward to getting out on Lake Guntersville with Rusty Rust. But, as usual, when it's my first time out someplace, and first time for the year to be fishing, there's always something that needs to be addressed. Well, this time, a trolling motor battery. 2 of them, toast. We are mere feet from Lake Guntersville. Mere feet. But we are dealing with batteries that are blown up. Rusty brought the new deck of batteries this morning time, and my old batteries have a different post. So now Rusty, the super bass fisherman, has gone to super bass boat mechanic. Just mere feet from the ramp. But we'll be on that water just shortly. Well, Rusty and I got those batteries in, and we hit the waters of Guntersville, Alabama.
I'm going to tell you, after a small delay early and then an hour delay on batteries, a little after 8 o'clock,
It is.
it's time to go catch some fish on Guntersville, buddy.
In the snow and the ice.
I've never fished this lake like this before, and we heard several of the locals this morning talk about they hadn't either.
And you've told me this is the first time you've ever seen ice on Gunnersville.
Ice on the mats. I've never remembered seeing ice on the mats.
Well, brother,
It's going to be a new experience.
it's an ice fishing show. Let's do it.
Well, folks, I have to make a confession. This is the very first time that I'd ever been in the boat with Rusty Rust. Although we had been involved with other TV shows in the past, we had never gone fishing together, never mind trying to do a TV show together. So I'm all serious trying to get ready to present us properly to all the new fans of Fishin' Affliction TV with an introduction that would be memorable. Well, folks, that's exactly what we got.
Whenever y'all ready.
Hold on now. Don't look at me. Are you going to keep casting or are you going to look at the thing?
Hi.
You know? Okay, here we go. Well, okay, folks, we're down here on Gunnersville. We're finally out on the water. Brother Russ is looking for the biggins. So tell us a little bit of what we're doing and how we're doing it and what we can expect from doing what we're doing.
I don't know if we can expect anything from doing what we're doing. It's 39.7 degrees. I've got ice in the end of my rod and snow on the banks, and we're in Gunnersville. So what do you think?
You know,
we're throwing Mr. Red Eye. Mr. Red Eye, here he is. Anyway, and we got more watercolor than I've seen in a pretty good while on the lake. We got 39.7 degrees of surface temp.
Wow.
And I'm getting ice in the ends of my rod, and I'm in Alabama on Gunnersville with snow on the banks. I feel like I'm in Canada.
And you know something interesting? We've been fishing for about 21 minutes and he hadn't had a bite, and he's like, come on, we need a bite. We got all day to catch our fish, don't we?
No,
We don't.
I'm on freeze for then.
Well, I better start joining in the casting so I can see what I can help out with.
Well, folks, you're actually seeing some of the very first casts ever made for Fishin' Affliction TV. And since then, we've sure made a whole bunch more. And speaking of a whole bunch more, Miss Vicki Porter's In the Skillet featurettes have been one of the most popular segments here on Fishin' Affliction TV. And folks, what you're about to see is the very first In the Skillet. So let's head upstairs to the kitchen to see what Miss Vicki Porter's got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Cleepy.com, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today on our very first episode, I will be cooking one of my favorites, crappie with cream sauce. When I cook this recipe, everybody I know wants to come to my house for dinner.
Bragger.
And now for a list of the ingredients. Start with 1.5 pounds of crappie, tilapia, bass, or a fish of your choice. Next, you will need 5 tablespoons of butter and 1 medium onion diced. And you will also need 3/4 cup of mayonnaise, 3/4 cup of sour cream, and then to top it off, you will use 1/2 cup of dry breadcrumbs and 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. The first thing you will need to do is brown the onions in the butter. While the onions are browning, I'm going to go ahead and mix together the cream sauce, be the mayonnaise and the sour cream, and all of our spices that we already have together in the bowl. Once your onions are brown, place them on a double thickness of aluminum foil. Next, you will place your fish on top of the browned onions. Now you're ready to put your fish in the oven. Set your timer for 25 to 30 minutes, and then you'll be ready for some great crappie with cream sauce. Wow, 30 minutes later, and this crappie with cream sauce smells good and tastes even better. You can find this recipe #1 on FishinAffliction.com. Get it and enjoy it.